Hi, I'm Steve. Welcome to my workshop. This is, I think, the third of the videos about this particular carving project. So I have turned the wood into what my wife describes as a big cheese. I don't think she means an important person kind of big cheese. I think she means the sort of big cheese you get with wax all over it before you start chopping it up. I did, in the end, I did quite a lot of the shaping of this to get it round with mallet and chisel, but then I did put it on the lathe to try and get it slightly more even, and made myself a little template so that I could get it tolerably accurate. I'm not trying to get it perfect, but it's nice to get it reasonably well balanced at this point, and I can continue to smooth away and work on that as I'm working on other things. So it's still round. As a result of being on the lathe, it's got 3 holes in it here, screw holes. They're probably about 1 centimetre deep, so I'll have to deal with those at some point. It's got this rather interesting little patch here, flat patch, which originally was the layer under the bark of the tree, the only place where we're right up to the bark. And because of that, there's this quite nice different kind of wrinkliness in the rings as they get close towards it. So don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I'll leave it for the moment and see what emerges. I've deliberately got some lines on here. That's a centre line, because whatever I start doing now, you can see that just the centre line just touches this bit here. Whatever I do now, I have a feeling that it's important to keep that centre line as a circle. I can do all sorts of other things, asymmetric things, I can dig in other places, but I want to keep that symmetry of the outer circle. I started doing a bit of cutting away here. I don't have a precise plan at this point as to where I'm going with that. Partially I wanted to see what happened as I started to cut in, but also I have a feeling that I need to go through from one side to the other. I don't particularly want to just kind of go through in a very simple way, not at this stage anyway. So I want to go through at an angle. Probably I'm going from here towards the centre, which is there, and down at the same time. I haven't quite decided that because I don't have a sense of what would happen next. I know I want to keep this section here. I don't just want to take that out. I want to keep that for the moment. All these things are provisional. Everything is provisional. I may do the same thing there or a similar thing there, coming in like that, but I think I'll just work on this one first and see how that unfolds, see what ideas emerge. I've got a bit of a problem here because I got a bit over enthusiastic with the chisel, so there's a bit there there's not quite as much wood as I wish there was, but hey ho, that's not uncommon working in this way, and I like the smoothness of this at the moment. There's a kind of really interesting, if you can see it, little kind of bump in the grain there, like it kind of goes up in a little hillock. I think that would actually flatten out. It's slightly raised up here, so probably some if not all of that would disappear, although it does go through a little way up there, and then there's a bit of a hole there I'm not sure if that's my doing or if that was in the wood already. But it's starting to take shape. I'm kind of pleased with the roundness of it. I want to keep playing around with it, see where that takes me. And so I will continue. From a technical point of view, if you're interested, obviously there's always an issue, particularly when you're working with something round, there's an issue of how you hold it, because I'll show you. If I hit it with a chisel, you will see quite quickly, if I start here, it's dancing across the bench, and I don't really want it to be doing that. And actually some of the time when I'm hitting it, it actually spins, which is even more annoying. So I've got two things that I've been using. One is I've created a kind of extension to this this vise, because clearly it's not big enough in itself. But by putting some of these stops over here and putting that extra bit on there, I can then clamp this into the vise. I use that as well to hold it. That's one way of holding it, and the other way of holding it I've got these two holdfasts, as they're known, and very simply you drop them through one of the holes in the bench and hold it down, then start tightening, and it locks here. Down here it locks in sideways and starts to exert quite a significant downward force there. So that's pretty solid, and I could put another one in on that side and that would hold it pretty firmly. In fact, I might do that for the next stage as I continue working on this. It's probably a good way to do it, and you get a sense then of how these chaps work. Very useful. And if you're lucky enough as I am to have a bench like this, then they work beautifully on it. So I'm going to keep going on this, and then I'll decide what to do next, and I will bring you up to date on a future little video. So talk to you again.